What's good, YouTube? We back. It's your homie Tony, and this is where we go over creepy some of the most unexplainable TikToks in the world, and the videos I got right here on the channel. So, if it's your first time, go ahead and click that subscribe button, hit that like button, so you get notified when we drop videos like this. And man, we're gonna get into it, man. Check this out. It's crazy, dog. Watch this, y'all. I'm telling you, man, get ready to get blown away by some of these videos. I know I've been away for a minute, but I'm back in full effect. Let's get it, y'all.
If you think the soul would transfer to the new body.
This is going to blow your mind. A startup company called BrainBridge announced today that they believe that they will be able to successfully perform a head transplant surgery in the next 8 years. The way that this would work is you would take a person with a perfectly healthy and active brain, but their body has cancer or paralysis, and transplant it to a brain dead donor body. What's crazy is that they said that by doing this, the person that's receiving the new body would still be able to maintain their memories, cognitive abilities, and consciousness. They say that the brain could last several hundred years if it had a good working body, and that might be a potential in the future, but that this would also give people with different ailments a second chance.
Crazy. Next. Let's get into the next one.
See this? Thailand just officially launched AI cops. This is Thailand unveils AI robot cop with facial recognition and 360 view patrol. This means this artificial intelligence can literally see everything around it, everything behind his head, everything around it. The scary thing is it has no sense of humanity or emotions. Everything they showed us in the movie I, Robot with Will Smith is actually now coming into fruition. They're pretty much reenacting RoboCop but with artificial intelligence. Pretty soon it's going to be a situation where we get pulled over, and instead of it being a biological cop, it's going to be an artificial robot of some sort pulling us over, asking for our ID, or even ringing our doorbell when we coming downstairs, and instead of seeing a human at the door, we actually see some form of artificial intelligence. I told y'all, during this age of Aquarius, lots of new things are going to pour in. Mark my words, in the next few years, there will be a substantial...
Crazy. Next.
Will be exposed.
I mean, when I walk in, I definitely take pride in being the originator of the preparation for sex. Little things that I personally like. A lot of ladies, right. Just, you know, so you have, if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave. Right. Gotta keep it moving. Right. He
really be wanting the body, and you gotta tell him no. You got to tell him no. All of these big movements, all catch up well in 2024. It's up for all of them. It don't matter if you did it or whoever you live. Will be exposed. I
mean, when I walk in,
Diddy parties be looking crazy, son. Let's keep it moving, though. I'm not going, I know that.
Whistleblower just exposed the dark truth behind Walmart and its secret ties to the government. Watch this.
In Seattle, people ask me why Walmarts are closing. The answer is simple. When I took an Army logistics class, the U.S. Army developed a logistics system for Walmart. Walmarts were strategically set up around the world to act as military distribution bases. So if we have problems in Yemen, the Special Forces takes over the Walmart in Yemen. You can order a helicopter nuclear weapons on the Walmart logistics system. There's a back door into it. They taught me that. If you are going to have Operation Jade Helm throughout the Southwest, you seize a Walmart. You can order things such as M16 rounds. You can order an M16 to the Walmart program. So they walk into a Walmart, fire 2,200 people in California. You're all laid off. Go away. No unemployment. Get out of here. Because the military then takes over their base. The specific logistics program I was trained on in California is the same program they use at Walmart. The Walmarts are federal military posts. How many Walmarts they have, they get extra money from the government. And when the government takes over, they get a fortune from the government. Those products are redistributed to other Walmarts. In addition, the American dollar is no longer being accepted in a lot of countries. Walmart can't get products. Nobody will exchange the American dollar for the toys that we're getting at Walmart. Sorry, it's the way it is. The end game is here. Folks, if you get laid off from Walmart and Home Depot, they're civil colleges that are federal repositories, like Humboldt State University, where they have underground battalion headquarters, Evergreen State College in Washington. Thousands of colleges have pre-prepared military bases underneath them. The Walmarts and the Home Depots are the same way. So if you're working for Home Depot and you get laid off, go to another one. But that's likely to get laid off. Because as poorly hits the fan, this is what is in our Department of Defense manuals, to seize the Home Depots and to seize the Walmarts and use their logistics program to order our weapons to kill us. It's the way it is. Sorry.
What? True. I shop at Home Depot and Walmart, bro. Don't say that.
But you say one of the things that you should do is never eat with people you don't like.
Because your state of awareness will influence how your food is metabolized. There was a study done in Ohio State University where they were feeding rabbits diets that were extremely high in cholesterol. And they found, to their amazement, there was one group of rabbits that never got the high cholesterol levels. After a while, they found out that the technician who was feeding these rabbits, instead of just throwing the food at them, he would stroke them and pet them and cuddle them and kiss them and then feed them the same poisonous food. But now, as a result of that experience of happiness, they made chemicals inside their brain and the body that turned the cholesterol into a completely different metabolic pathway, making the crucial difference between life and death from what kills more people in our civilization than anything else. So it's not just the food you eat, but what your awareness, what your consciousness and your state of emotions is at the time you're eating, which will metabolize the food into an appropriate or inappropriate metabolic pathway.
And that's why if you're somebody like me who's a stressful eater, you eat, and rather than confront whatever the problem is, you eat to ease the stress.
Well, then
it turns into something else.
Yes. See, your state of mind can convert nectar into poison and the other way around too, poison into nectar. What happens inside your body is influenced by your consciousness. So it's very important. In fact, one of the things I tell people is if you're not feeling good, skip the meal at that time.
But you say one of the things...
Wow, bro. So that's crazy. So that's why lately I've been like cutting off all toxic relationships, man, because they not good for you, bro, for real. Like look at how bad that is. And brain swaps, how you gonna swap somebody's brain? You know what I'm saying? AI cops too, like, bro. What do y'all think about that? AI cops? What do y'all feelings about that?
In South Carolina.
No.
That's
Does
crazy.
anybody know Brandon, our courier out there?
Hang on,
Did you
man.
see that?
Yeah. Bro.
Okay.
Come on, Max. You see that? They found it. Look at that. Look at that.
Okay, my bad, y'all. Yeah, so AI cops though, that's strange. And puffy parties, that's crazy. I mean, I know one thing though. Everybody wanted to sign a bad boy and be a bad boy back in the day. You know what I'm saying? And now that all of this is coming out, it's just strange to know that all of these things was taking place. So, but without further ado, let's get into that clip that I was talking about. We just showed. So let's check that out right quick. It's getting crazier and crazier though, man. And Walmart being a government facility and Home Depots, they're gonna be seizing them, and I know, like I said, I had to cut off toxic relationships because if let's say you have an argument on the phone with somebody or they call you and text you something weird and you right in the middle of eating, if that's the case and your brain could turn the nectar into poison or the poison into nectar, that's why I'm gonna start eating right after I work out, after I do like a workout or something.
Set up in South Carolina.
No.
Does anybody know Brandon, our courier out there?
Did you see that?
Yeah. Bro. Come on, Max. You see that?
Yo.
They found it. Look at that.
Yeah, that's wild.
Look at that.
Strange, strange, strange. What y'all think that is, though? Spam it up in the chat. Let me know. What in the world do you think that is, man? It's like 5 or 6 of them, too, look like. But let's get into this next clip right here. Everything just wilding, man. Nah, say it ain't so. Oh. And this is no aspersion to the church, man, but it's up to the church to redeem itself, bro. But let's keep it moving.
I sold my soul to the devil. I know it's a crappy deal. At least it came with a few toys like a Happy Meal.
You know, what was going on in my life at 15, and that's how I got introduced.
Hold up, pause. I know y'all saw the tweet of Kanye saying that he went downtown on his cousin for a long time and stuff he's saying about his mom and the magazines. I just had to bring that up. Spam it up in the chat. Let me know how y'all feel about that. If y'all even know about that. His male cousin, apparently he said he was going downtown on him since he was 6 years old up until when he was 14. Something like that. If y'all know something about that tweet, let me know what you think in the comments, man. It's crazy. But let's keep it moving.
To the music industry. I swear I wanted to be like the Amy Grant of music. Yeah. But it didn't work out, and so I sold my soul to the devil.
Well, needless to say, sold my soul.
Sometimes they don't want to, and they're, Gaga, we can't get, the frequency's weird, and, it's sounding a little bit strange, and I'm like, if you don't get this right now, I swear to Lucifer, I'm gonna, I get a little bit mad.
Why is your hand over your eye?
Because I'm a devil worshiper, what are you talking about?
All right, well, I have tickets to see the devil worshiper.
The whole idea of celebrity and fame has become really convoluted and, kind of bastardized, like whereas fame used to be the byproduct of success, and now it's the ultimate goal. And if your ultimate goal is to be famous, then you're gonna do a lot to get there, like sign your name in blood in a contract with the devil. Like you're gonna end up on a one-way street and it's going nowhere. Like that's just the truth. I've seen so many people like forsake their moral code and their value systems just for a little bit of fame, and it's not worth it at the end of the day. It's really not worth it.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I made a bargain with it, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my end.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in a world we can't see.
I sold my.
Yo. Just keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
Yo, this is trippy.
So this guy bought an LG washing machine that was smart and Wi-Fi enabled. And one day he's looking at his internet consumption and realizes that the washing machine is using 3.5 gigabytes of data per day. He went on to find out, he was shocked, it was highly suspicious. What kind of information is this washing machine sharing? Well, apparently smart washing machines are collecting a significant amount of data, including personal information, date of birth, location, access to photos. Now, this is what many people are wondering, the Internet of Things, right? Everything being wireless, everything being smart, collecting data, and it goes down a rabbit hole similar to George Orwell's book. This is why I have no smart things in my home other than, I guess, this phone. I don't have any newly Wi-Fi enabled this, that, fridge, frickin' freezer, all this stuff. You want to keep your home as organic and Amish as possible.
Yo, this is trippy.
Let's keep it moving. Not the Gatorade, bro. Skittles? Not cake, bro. Mountain Dew? Not my bakeries. Inflammatory bowel disease linked to ingredient in the joint? Nah, bruh. Not my bakeries. You can't be playing with my bakeries, bro. But yeah, man. So the images on the Pope's cane or whatever that is, that's wild. Being connected to that, you know. Um, yeah, y'all spam up y'all thoughts about it. That's a little wild. Those images was crazy, right? And so they sold. Now I had heard something about, all that with Banye, you know what I'm saying? But dag, bruh. Like what's going on out here in the Vizzle, B? But I need to know what y'all think. Me, myself, I kinda already knew about like all of the rappers and people doing the funny money stuff, you know what I mean? I learned about that about 2008, you know what I mean? I did a little time in Rikers Island, came home Muslim, and I was doing some research, and it was all over the web about Illuminati this and Illuminati that. So I was looking up all of that stuff, and it was just blowing my mind, bro. Pause, of course. But yeah, like, but y'all spam it up and let me know what y'all think. Did y'all know about that? And it's a strange world. And what about the Wi-Fi washing machines, bro? Like, but let's get into this clip right here I got for y'all. It happened in Shreveport. It was crazy. Apparently a bus exploded. You know what I'm saying? So I'm out here in the town myself. Some of us have to take these buses, but yeah, check this out. Imagine, and I'm just so glad that my people wasn't on that bus that day because they take the bus. Some of my people take the bus. And yeah, red 40 being in the ingredients, that's crazy, bro. That's crazy. I had to tell my kids like to watch what candy they getting from school because the teachers love giving them candy. And I'm like, yo, bring it home to me and let me check the candy first. I recommend y'all do the same. But watch this. Bro. Bro. Do you know how freaking scary that is? And look at the side of the joint. The side of the bus say, call on Jesus, bro. Now, why would a bus that have that on the side of it experience anything like that, bruh? That was the weirdest thing I've ever seen, bro. Call on Jesus bus blowing up in Shreveport where I'm at. Like, don't come for me though. I'm out here. But yeah, man. It's wild, bro. But let's get into the next clip, man. Hope you spam it up what y'all think. And be safe out there if you in Shreveport, man. It's really like it's serious, bro, for real. Like, let's get into the next clip though.
People who eat hot dogs eat them because they taste so good. But what's in them is not so good. You know, we've learned to accept it, but I don't know if you'll feel so accepting after this. The company Clear Foods recently analyzed 300 45 hot dog and sausage products from 75 brands and retailers and found, are you hot dog lovers ready for this? Human DNA in 2% of the samples and in 2/3 of the vegetarian samples. And get this, 10% of all vegetarian products appear to contain meat. Clear Food says that there are some companies producing high-quality hot dog, top scores to Butterball, McCormick, Eckrich, and Hebrew National. Human DNA.
Bruh. Keep it moving. Let's keep it moving.
I can't believe I just found this out, but that mist that's being sprayed on your produce at certain grocery stores is not water. It's called Produce Max, and it's used to help preserve the shelf life of the produce. But the main ingredient in it is chlorine. It has this warning label on it, but yet this is what's being sprayed on food that we're eating. The good news is not all stores will be using this. And here is a map of the United States of the stores that will, so you can check for yourself. So now washing your produce, regardless if it's organic or not, is even more important because you just never know anymore what's going to be on it. I can't.
Bro, let's keep it moving.
我操，2块钱！我看多少钱？我操！2块钱！我哟。
What?
Ariana Grande interview scared the hell out of me because I'm sitting here asking myself, what the hell is going on in Hollywood? What is Hollywood doing to these young stars? And you may not know what I'm talking about, but look at this shit.
The next step
Why is she talking like a robot?
Step. It means it must come out.
Listen to this.
It's been.
You have a release date.
You know what? They did the Brighter Days memory erasure treatment to me, so I'm having trouble remembering the details. They're foggy because at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory erasure, you know?
Oh my God.
The memory erasure, they erase my memories. It's a little foggy, but
If you could remember, struggle, tell me, give me a date.
She just said at the Brighter Days clinic they do the memory eraser thing. What? So this is what's going on? These clinics are erasing these Hollywood stars' memories, and you.
Bro, what in the world is happening, man? What is happening, man? So, let's speak about the hot dogs first off. I'm a New Yorker, man. You know, I'm from New York, and yeah, I love Frankfurters pause. And to find out that they got human DNA in them joints is scary than a mug. Like, it's scary than a mug. You can't be telling me that because we used to use those in place of sausages. Pause. Um, but like, yo, what's going on, bro? They really out here putting human DNA in the hot dogs, and then the produce section is spraying chlorine, the stuff that you use to clean pools, bro. Stop it. Allegedly, y'all. And then Chinese sun, bro. Chinese sun, like what? Mankind won't stop at nothing, huh? Like you create a whole sun for yourself. And then Ariana Grande, man, the memory eraser. What the heck? Why would you erase this woman's memory? But let's keep it moving, y'all. Let's keep it moving. Spam it up in the chat about that. What y'all think, though?
Something is definitely not adding up. And I'm going to be the one to say it. Somebody got to be lying. I was watching the live footage from when the capsule came from space. Y'all going to see it too. But somebody that was in the capsule opened the door, opened the hatch from inside the capsule, y'all. So when the door opened from the capsule, a lady that was standing by Jeff Bezos ran over to the door and said something, probably like, don't do that. You can't do that. It's showing. Don't open it. Don't open it. But it was already too late, y'all. It was on live feed.
I saw that.
But you know, they still had to try to play it off somehow. So the people from the live crew that was talking was like, Jeff Bezos is about to open the door from the outside. He about to open the hatch. And then Jeff Bezos went over there with some little key or whatever. And then he act like he was opening the door when we all just seen that the door opened from the inside. That's not supposed to happen. You cannot open that capsule from the inside. It's pressurized. It's closed from the outside and locked and sealed. So how did they open it? Somebody on that jump opened it. So you mean to tell me they got blasted up in space, they did their little space shit, then they came back down falling probably like 700 miles an hour to hit the floor and for one of them to unbuckle their seat and open the door from the inside? So it was never sealed? Am I missing something?
Straight up. Straight up. Crazy.
Okay, I found something interesting. This guy here is Semon Toko from Africa. And I'm going to play you a little clip, and hopefully you'll be able to hear this about what he's all about.
So the story goes that in the 1960s, there was a black man in Africa who came in with abilities complementary to those of Jesus. And he was performing miracles. He was starting to get people to listen to what he had to say. And the cabal tried to kill him. And, you know, they could shoot him in the head and his skull would just regenerate and the flesh would grow back and he was fine. And, you know, so the crazy story that I heard, and remember, I was told at the time that if I disclosed this, that I would be killed. And I ended up putting it in the book anyway.
This is David Wilcox.
The story was that this guy, you know, they finally said, okay, we're going to bring you to the United Nations and share your message with the world. Let's get you on this flight. They bring him on this flight, and instead of bringing him to the United Nations, they shot him repeatedly, and then actually had some kind of meat grinder device, and basically like a bandsaw, I guess, and sawed up his body into a whole bunch of pieces, put him in these very like radioactive shielded containers, and then had all these fighter jets dock with the plane and fly his body parts to all corners of the world, where then these containers turned them into ash. And they thought that maybe this would defeat him, like that his body somehow, the tissue was necessary. So if they destroyed all the tissue in all these places across the world, maybe they could defeat him. Well, he then regenerated in their offices and was fully fine, fully intact. But the sad part is that he said, you know, you guys so badly do not want me to be here that I am not going to be able to do any more. You're going to get what you want, but bear in mind that in the future, many others like me will be coming, and when they do, you will not be able to stop us.
Wow. Many others like me will come. Many others. A Jesus-like figure.
Yo. That's crazy. Let's keep it moving, though.
That is most popular, and they really like this better than the K2, is Raid and Roach Motel. Did you hear me? They're spraying this stuff on paper and then either smoking it or eating it in the county jail.
What?
Let me say that again, okay?
Bro.
Because normal people can't understand this. For example, the Roach Motel. This is such a wonderful thing. They'll put the Roach Motel in a plastic bag with paper, seal it up, shake it up, get the chemicals to acting, put it out in the heat so the chemicals react, and shake it. And when the chemicals, who would think to do this? When the chemicals were infused on the paper, then they eat it or smoke it. Are you kidding me? Or I mean, you know, chemicals were that is most
Bruh.
popular.
Y'all gotta find something else to get it off on, man. For real, that's crazy.
The black folks that they got to kill Malcolm, Malcolm was standing on a stage like I am. They threw a smoke bomb in the back. When everybody got to watch the commotion, the brothers ran up with double-barrel shotguns and shot him. But under the Freedom of Information Act, we were able to get the autopsy of Malcolm, and all the bullets in Malcolm is going down. Now, I can't stand on this stage and y'all down there pointing up, which means the government has such a low view of those black folks that would do it. They didn't even give them real bullets. They gave them blanks. Malcolm was shot from the ceiling top. And also under the Freedom of Information, the CIA had been forced to admit that they rented the Audubon Ballroom a week before. And that's when they went in there and tore them walls out and put them guns in the wall and shot him from a downward projection. The black folks that they...
Wow.
Some people in Northern Europe were surprised when they found a very strange rock. I don't know what kind of stone it is, but its color is very similar to flesh and blood. Legend has it that it is the flesh of petrified giants. Because it was not suitable to exist in the New Age, God destroyed them, and they turned to stone. These rocks look nothing more than chunks of meat. Not only that, people also discovered rocks with strange shapes, such as human faces and bodies. The mountains look like human muscles. Do you believe there are giants turned to stone in the world?
Out this video how people are claiming that these Himalayan mountains used to be some kind of giants, and that this pink salt looks a lot like flesh and blood from a being.
On petrified giants, whatever happened to them most probably happened fast and simultaneously. Now, do I believe that they are 100% petrified? And the answer is yes and no. If giants are real, like the Bible, Dead Sea Scrolls, and other literature defines, they were not born of the same flesh like me and you, so I think they were only stopped but not destroyed. And these pink salt mines and these flesh-looking stones are part of their bodies harvested from the earth. And for us to deny the similarities that this was once some living tissue, when pictures and video show layer by layer the truth.
Well, so quick recap. So let's get to it. Yeah. Space capsules. There's a lot of backlash going on about the space capsules. That's crazy. I don't believe they're going out of space because I believe in the firmament. You know what I'm saying? So, um, and then the African man, Samuel Toko, that's wild. He was coming back to life and they was trying to unalive him. Whoa. That's wild right there to me, you know what I'm saying? That just goes to show you it's a lot of stuff out there that we don't know about that we finding out about. And roach spray, bro, y'all gotta find another hobby, man. That's very dangerous to be putting poison for insects into the human body, bro. For future educational purposes, please do not get involved in that. Straight up from Tony Bliss. And yeah, the Malcolm X thing, that's wild. I was today years old when I found out that the bullets might have been going downward allegedly instead of going, and that's from the Freedom of Information Act. So they actually really went and got the paperwork that the bullets was going down instead of how we know that, we apparently thought that the nation or some other brothers had did that and took them out like that. So, but y'all spam it up, y'all thoughts, and let me know, what I'm saying, what y'all think about that. And the human rocks, petrified beings. The Quran, I'm Muslim, so I go by the Quran, and a lot of people I know go by the Bible, but both books mention giants. Actually, we believe that Adam was a giant. You know what I'm saying? So that's not far-fetched. I kind of believe in it. You know what I'm saying? I think that's actually real. And this, come on, man, they look too much like a human being to be like not a human being, bro. Like it's crazy. But let's go on to the next clip. Um,
Created the movie and they invited real witches on the set, and they had the witches before they would do a scene to cast spells and to invite the actresses to come into this circle with them while they were releasing spell words over the viewers and over the scene. And people are playing it in their home, and it's entertainment. And, you know, Charlene, I always say the first part of entertainment is enter. So be careful what's entering your home. They created the movie and they invited...
See, that's why, no offense to the people that starred in Sinners and all that, but that's why I was about to watch Sinners, and then my wife came to me and said, "Hey, I don't think it's a good idea." And I thought about it, and I know that me being a Muslim, it's against my belief. I'm a Sunni Muslim at that. I'm not a Nation of Islam Muslim or a Shiite or any other type. I'm Sunni. I'm like Saudi Arabia. So we're not even supposed to really have TVs like that, you know, or even listen to music. I have recently stopped listening to music, but I was kind of scared to watch that movie, and I thought about it, and I said, "Nah, man, I ain't watching it, bro." And then I was watching a brother I subscribed to named I Am Q Hef talk about how his mom had sent him a clip about some was sending him clips to his Instagram, I guess, or to his account so that he could play them on his YouTube live. But he was talking about how she saw something after watching the Sinners movie. She saw something in the street, you know, a chariot being carried by nobody behind it. So yeah, I do believe in that they actually use those movies to cast spells on us, the watchers. You know what I'm saying? So be careful. I don't watch horror movies anymore as much as I wanted to watch it because it got 100% on Rotten Tomatoes. But I was like, nah, bro, I got to make a sacrifice, and I'm going ahead and sacrifice my enjoyment for my soul. And let's keep it moving and get into this next clip, man.
He's an early 30 and you're a late 50.
Yeah.
But somehow you both look the same age there.
I suck baby's blood. And put it on my face.
He's an early 30 and you're...
Yo, you think he capping? I really don't think homeboy capping, man. You know, he could have said anything. He could have said he used Neutrogena and just flat out just came out with that and laughed about it, similar to how Rihanna laughed and said, "I saw myself talking about." Hey, man, they not playing. It's funny to you. It's funny to them. It's funny to them because they think that's funny because they dissing God, bro. But let's get into the next one.
In Seattle, people ask me why Walmarts are closing. The answer is simple. When I took an Army logistics class, the U.S. Army developed a logistics system for Walmart. Walmarts were strategically set up around the world to act as military distribution bases.
Yeah, we already got into that clip. Walmart being distribution bases. Crazy.
Y'all, did y'all hear about 17 people have came up missing in Atlanta after they did an application on Indeed and was offered an interview? They went to that interview and no one ever heard from them ever since. This is scary and we got to be careful. Well, everybody got to be careful. If you applying on Indeed, be careful. Because y'all know I went to the Book of the Face and I searched this, right? Because everything get talked about on the Book of the Face. And when I searched this up, it's so many posts talking about how people are going on these interviews that they're getting off of Indeed and they're not being seen after they go to those interviews. Can't nobody find them. So for the mothers and fathers, or hell, even if you ain't a mother or father, you probably out there looking for you a job. Be careful letting your children apply on Indeed, and you be careful with applying on Indeed. I remember back in the day, you used to get a job off Indeed like that. Now they using it to kidnap people. Y'all, did y'all
heard about that? And I also had a follow-up video for that. I gotta find it, but I heard that some of those people was actually found and discovered, and they was like talking about what happened to them. So we gotta get into that, but we gotta follow up on that story. But if y'all got any info, spam it up in the comments or let me know. Send me the video, the link, whatever you gotta do. It's all good, and I'll probably play it on my next live, man. That's crazy though. Being, you know, that you supposed to be able to apply for a job you know what I'm saying? You looking forward to bettering your life, and they snatching you up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. 17 people in Atlanta, Georgia, bro. That's wild to me. You know what I'm saying? And I start applying for some jobs, and I got mad at DoorDash and all that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, look, man, I ain't messing with them. They ain't messing with my hours or something. And then I thought about those 17 people. And when I looked for the jobs, I was looking and scrolling. I seen a lot of warehouse jobs on there, and I'm like, hold up. They said that they was getting brought to the warehouse. So apparently, one of the girls' story. I don't know if it was from Indeed, but she said she applied for a warehouse job. She went to the interview. She goes upstairs. The dude. She noticed that it was like a broken down type place. It looked kind of, raggedy. She goes upstairs and she's walking around the place. She gets to the bedroom part and she noticed that it was like a dirty mattress on the floor with a pinned up curtain in the window. So she was hesitant to walk in the room. She said she turned around and went back downstairs and her mother was waiting for her in the car, fortunately for her. So she texted her mother because she was scared and she was like, just come knock on the door, come get me. And the mother come and knock on the door and actually came and she ran up out of there. And she said that it spooked the dude and he just stood there. He got kind of spooked because he didn't know that the mother was in the car. But yeah, he said, and he also walked behind her up the stairs. And she felt like something was gonna happen to her. So shouts out to Shorty. I don't know her name, but y'all be careful, man. For real. They wilding out here. Let's get into the next one.
Y'all, why are hundreds of squirrels invading Santa Monica Beach right now, y'all? This is not normal. It's so not normal that the people are asking that if the guy who's recording brought the squirrels over with him. My wife is also from around that area and she says this is not natural. So what is going on? We just had a pink supermoon last night and now a whole bunch of squirrels just invade Santa Monica?
No. Why is there so many? Have you seen anything like that?
So Santa Monica isn't known for squirrel takeover, so what's really going on? And then again, the people are looking confused like they've never seen so many squirrels before. We know when we see these many animals come together in one spot, especially in places that they do not frequent, this is a sign that the nature is talking right now, y'all. And why are they not afraid? Yo, they're not even, that's crazy. They're just running around him. They're just running around him, y'all. Y'all remember that man out with the California to warn people of the things to come? What if the squirrels are doing the same thing? Because a whole bunch of them in one place, right? Because what do squirrels represent? Preparedness, resourcefulness, right? They represent changes in nature. They got a rhythm going. So what if this is a deeper message for the people? Just saying right now, because animals feel shifts in vibration in nature more than anybody. And over there is really jumping right now, especially in that Pacific Ring of Fire over there. So let me know what you guys think about this video, y'all. Nature speaks. Like, follow, and share for more videos like this. Let's continue to get it, y'all. Peace.
Bro, squirrels. All right, so let's get into this. For one, scary movies. I always knew, that usually in my belief, if Prophet Muhammad, what we believe, if he told you not to do something, there's really a spiritual reason behind mostly all of the things he told you not to do, as well as a practical reason. So that could go with the spiritual reasoning, you know what I'm saying? We believe in those prophecies, and I really used to say, why we can't watch scary movies? I like scary movies, but or stay away from them. And they actually putting spells in the movie now, like. And I noticed that a lot of times they be doing symbols and putting it on the camera, and like they said that they be casting spells on you. And then baby's blood, bro. People putting baby blood on them allegedly to stay younger. I did hear about that. I mean, allegedly, I heard that Kim Kardashian and Hillary Clinton was caught spirit bathing. That's what they call it. Before her, when she was, I guess she was running for president. You remember that? And I heard they was caught spirit bathing. That's what made me not vote for her. You know what I'm saying? I actually voted for the opposition. I guess that's Donald Trump. You know what I mean? But yeah. I mean, I ain't had no choice. I mean, look who we was up against. And then 17 people from Indeed. That's scary as a mug. So I used to use Snagajob a lot. I don't know if that's still around, but Usually we go straight to Indeed to get a job. Let me know if it's some other place that y'all go to try to find a job, or if we're gonna have to take it back to the old school and just fill out a paper application at the store and put the put our button up shirt on and walk up in the place. You know what I mean? But they gonna send you to the website, and a lot of these jobs do have their own websites too. So don't lose hope. But man, that's crazy. And squirrels, man. Spam it up. Let me know your thoughts about the squirrels just meeting up and having a conference like that and not being scared of the human beings walking around it. Because first it was fish, then what was it? A whole bunch of fish was leaving the ocean and coming on the sand, and then I think I saw something with the birds. The birds was that we actually seen that here. We saw it, like physically seen it. A bunch of birds just gathering, and it's like they letting us know something is going on, or they afraid of something. But y'all spam it up. Let me know what y'all think about that in the comment section, man. And if y'all got the videos that I asked for, link that in the comments. Let's keep it moving.
Do you know who this is? Vampire, I don't know. So he has wings and there's a
Oh, my bad, y'all. Let me get y'all in the loop real quick. 10, 10, 10. All right.
I don't know. So he has wings and there's a chain on his ankle and he has a crown. Obviously, Lucifer, Satan.
I saw the chain. I was like, yeah.
Right? Now check this out. What foot is this? I know you've seen this statue before.
Is that the one in...
There's a chain and a foot. That's the foot of the Statue of Liberty.
Oh,
yeah.
I heard about this.
Now this statue, there's 7 points on his crown, right?
This.
Statue of Liberty has 7 points on its crown.
No.
Now go back to the statue. What's by its feet? An apple. Where is the Statue of Liberty? The Big Apple. New York City. What do they call New York City? The Big Apple, fam. Why are they praising the Statue of Liberty, which is literally Lucifer? Do you know why it's holding a torch?
Why?
Because Lucifer was the angel of light before.
Yeah.
It's right in front of us too.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
But where's the most money made? Wall Street.
Oh, Wall Street.
Where's that? It's a Big Apple, fam. And New York is the home of Take it a step further. Ready? Ready? An apple a day keeps the doctor away. Ready? Where did that happen in New York? The healthcare thing. Oh! No, that's a stretch. Do you know who this is?
Vampire.
Bro. What do y'all think about all those similarities, bro? I always knew it was something up with that statue not having no pupils. You know what I'm saying? No pupils in your eyes is wild to me. And I saw a statue on the near the Supreme Court because they got all kind of statues down there, and I had got in some trouble, and I was fighting this case, attempted robbery in the 2nd degree, and I beat that case. Alhamdulillah, praise to God. But yeah, man, I was looking at the buildings when I got out. And I think I bailed out or something. No, I had got released on my own recognizance. So I had came out and I was looking I did 7 months though, but then I got released because the witness and all that, blah blah blah. So I'm looking, I'm so happy to get out. So I started looking at the buildings, just looking around, and I noticed that they had a golden statue with a torch similar to the Statue of Liberty. I don't know who that is. It's like an empress, you know what I'm saying? It's a woman. And she had like a sheet, and some of her body was showing a little bit. There's a golden statue on top of I think it's the Supreme Court, around the Supreme Court. Then I went around the corner to the civil court, which is the criminal court. They had the criminal court and the civil court in the building, same building. And I'm looking on the side of that building, and it was like a protruding image artwork type statue coming out of the building. It had a judge with a cloak on, with a book like this. No, he had a book in his hand and his hand out like that. And he had a cloak on, just sitting in the middle of a cowboy on one side and an Indian on the other side. And I was like, wow, cowboys and Indians. And I thought it was funny, and I just kept saying cowboys and Indians. And I thought about it. I'm like, oh, America, the cowboy, the Indian, and the judge in the middle judging them. Being like, the judge was like on the top, and the cowboy and Indian was like on the bottom, was like a pyramid. It's like, wow, that's interesting. But that just let me think about that. So, yeah, man. And then I always thought about the Statue of Liberty having the spikes coming out. Like, I'm like, is that a crown or is that light or what? So what I heard was, when I was doing my research, was that was for the enlightenment. That's supposed to be light coming out of her, that she's enlightened. The chains was breaking off of her feet, apparently, because Muslim means slave, or that's what I believe. Muslim means slave, and that they was trying to blaspheme that. A lot of things are blasphemy to my religion if you don't know so, even in Hollywood. But anyway, They breaking off the chains on the feet, so she not a slave no more, and she got a religious book in her hand or some type of book, and I believe that's a religious book. And she got a cloak on, which goes with religious. People wear cloaks, like the pictures of Mary, Jesus. They all got cloaks on. So usually, cloak is associated with religion, or also associated with the judge at a courtroom, and we call him Your Honor and all that. So, yeah, man. But it says honor thy God, and I think they kind of like twisting that around too. So, but that's just a lot to think about, a lot to unpack right there. You know what I'm saying? Y'all spam it up and let me know what y'all think about that. But yeah, then her having a torch in her hand, I heard that was a fiery torch, which fire represents Satan, of course. So for those two statues that have similarities and that to be called the Big Apple, also the train going through the Big Apple, I heard was a snake. When you look at it from a helicopter's view, like way up in the sky, it's like a train is the snake going through the apple. It's the Big Apple. And what apple? The apple, the actual apple. And I'm like, I had to move from New York. You know what I'm saying? It's just so much temptation, man, being from there, and you know, men are looking for women every day, looking for a way to make money. There is no legal way to really make money. You're going to have to be forced to be doing something illegal to kind of make ends meet. And I don't encourage that at all. But yeah, man, New York needs to really get redeemed. But let's keep it moving, man.
Share this with someone who has a child.
For years when I was a board certified emergency medicine physician working in the ER, I really thought that the only thing in a vaccine was a little dead or attenuated virus and a little bit of normal saline. It wasn't until September of 2000 that I actually read a package insert. And when I actually read a package insert and started researching all the different vaccines, I was mortified that if a child gets all of the vaccines in the entire schedule, they get almost 13,000 micrograms of aluminum, and they get almost 600 micrograms of mercury, plus over 200 different chemicals. And I had no idea. So that's why they've never been proven to be safe, and why giving your child a vaccination is like injecting foreign matter into a little baby that's the most precious little thing in your life.
Share this with someone.
And now they pushing to get on that subject. They actually pushing the agenda for the measles, you know what I'm saying, going around in the United States. Has several cases popping up right now. So that's going to make all of the people that got newborns and little infants go rush to get the measles shot. So, but this is for entertainment purposes only, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, y'all made it to the end. Round of applause to y'all for making it to the end. If you haven't already, click that subscribe button, click the like button so you know when I drop more videos like this. We do appreciate each and every one of y'all. And like I said, we got the link in the profile of my YouTube for anybody that may be suffering at home, suffering, need somebody to talk to, thinking about unaliving. Listen, we here to talk to you. Click that link. We got video. We'll talk to you on video or through the phone. Whatever make you comfortable, man. We here to talk. Don't go out like that. It's always somebody here to talk to you. You know what I'm saying? Me and one of my assistants will always pick up that phone and video chat or verbally talk to you. But yeah, man, until the next time, man, stay strange, stay weird, don't follow the norm, stay out the